Hey guys, my name is Anupama and welcome back to my channel Lifeaholic and welcome back to Inspiring Mondays. So for today's video, we have a very different topic. We have a topic which we have never really touched upon on this channel. Today's video is going to be about romantic relationships. I don't think we have ever spoken anything even remotely connected to romantic relationships on Lifeaholic. So this video is going to be fun and very exciting. Irrespective of whatever your relationship status is, whether you're single, married, in a relationship, dating, or about to get married, whatever it is, I think this video is going to be beneficial for each one of us. So stay tuned for that. But before that, you know what to do. Click that subscribe button and hit the bell icon next to it. And for those who have already subscribed to my channel, I cannot begin to thank you guys. I am so grateful that you guys are appreciating the amount of effort that I'm putting in for you guys. Like, after each and every video, you guys are so supportive, so motivating that it gives me the courage to come back and sit and again push out a video for you guys. I love you all. And for those who have not been a part of this family, those of you who are watching this, please do subscribe to my channel. Please be a part of this journey. It would mean the absolute world to me. So just click that subscribe button and the bell icon next to it. I promise we are all going to have some fun. Let's go. So for today's video, the mail comes from Payal, and it's not just a story, but it's also a question. She writes, "Hi Anupama, I have been watching your videos regularly and I love the way you see positive things in every story or events. Keep posting. Your videos are a dose of positivity for me." Thank you so much, Payal. Thanks a lot for appreciating. I do not have an incident to share, but I'm looking for an advice. I'm 25 and I got married 7 months ago, and my partner is 5 years elder to me. As a person, I'm quite independent. He is a strong person and I like that about him. But at times, he would step in and decide things for me when I have trouble. This, of course, in a harmless way. For instance, I was contemplating for a month if I should enroll myself for an interior designing course or not. However, seeing my interest in the field, my partner just jumped in and enrolled me without asking, but I had no problem with it. In fact, it was quite sweet of him to push me forward. This has happened a lot of times and I feel he likes to take the lead. I don't feel suffocated now considering that our marriage is pretty new, so I don't say anything. I want your help if this me being fine with him deciding things for me is going to be an issue in the long run and I should address this early on, or should I just let it be the way it is till it doesn't bother me? Regards, Payal. Thank you so much, Payal, for writing in. And first of all, a big congratulations to you on your marriage. I'm going to try and answer your question to the best that I can. And considering the fact that I don't know you or your husband, and the marriage is pretty new, I'm going to try and stay as positive as I can throughout this whole video. So whenever you get into a relationship, it could be before marriage or after marriage, it goes through a cycle. So there is an initial phase, a phase where you both don't know each other, you don't know your partner, your partner doesn't know you, and it's very nice and everything is just hunky-dory, everything just flows. You and your partner just magically get each other. There is no miscommunication and everything is just happening. Everything is just magical. That whole thing about having to put in efforts for your relationship just sounds like a bunch of BS for you, because everything is just happening on its own without you having to make that kind of an effort in the relationship. During those initial phases, you don't know your partner and it's easy to assume that he or she is perfect. Some would call this the honeymoon phase. Until one day you wake up and boom, the reality hits you. You realize that things are not as hunky-dory as they seemed. And suddenly all the miscommunications, the conflicts, you start seeing the flaws of this person, and things are not just magically happening like the way it was. Of course, there are going to be a lot of things that crop up. I'm not going to be touching upon each and every one of them. I'm going to strictly confine myself to what Payal has shared with us. So basically, when you get into a relationship and once the honeymoon phase is over, there is something called as a power struggle that happens between the partners. Now, before the relationship, before you enter the relationship or the marriage, you were staying alone. You were the king of your life or the queen of your life, and your space was completely dictated by you. You decided what you wanted to do in your spare time. You decided how you wanted to lead your life. You decided basically each and every small thing of your life. And now that you have to start sharing your space with someone, there is going to be a small tussle. It's called a power struggle. That's just the term that I gave it. Now, during that time, each of you are trying to grasp how much ever space that you can get in the relationship. Naturally, both of you are used to being completely in charge of your life. So you are not really ready to give up the major part of your life. So you still want to keep that majority intact. So that's when this tussle happens. There's a little bit of dominating that happens, a little bit of controlling that happens, and the only way through that is through communication. You need to communicate with each other what works and what does not work for both of you, and it takes a little while to fall into that rhythm and to find that balance. Now, coming back to what Payal asked, whether her husband is dominating or not. Now, considering the fact that your marriage is very new, I'm just going to assume the best and say that maybe he was just trying to be helpful, and maybe he was just trying to be a little protective, a little caring. Now, drawing up from my own example, me and Sahil had a love marriage, and I'm someone who can be quite indecisive at times. Like, if you give me two options like A, B, I'm all confused. Sometimes I just can't make up my mind, and I'm just sitting and thinking on those two options like for eternity. He understands this thing of mine, and sometimes he just steps in and he tells me, you know what, go with B. And then it saves me the effort of just focusing my energy on deciding whether to go with A or B, and now I can focus my energy on one part. So since your marriage is very new, let's just give him the benefit of doubt and think that probably he is just trying to be helpful. Although, having said that, there are few things that you can actually start observing to understand whether your partner is dominating or not. Now, why this is very important right now is because your relationship is very new, and this is the time, like after a few months, there is a period of time when you can actually start laying the ground rules for the relationship, and those rules that you lay in the beginning are the ones that will sustain. So in order to avoid any later on surprises, there are few things that I have for you that you can do to observe and see whether he is actually dominating or he's just being protective. So the first thing is you can try and observe how he behaves when you are not around. Is he constantly calling you? Is he constantly texting you? Is he just always wanting to know where you are, what you're doing, whom you're meeting? If just try and find out if he is making you feel like you are being watched all the time. Now, having said this, I want to tell you that there could be times or there could be phases when either of the partner could seem a little insecure, and as a result could be a little bit controlling when they feel that there is not enough transparency in the relationship. So those times you can just give them the comfort, give them the confidence that you know what, everything is okay. Just put them to ease by letting them know where you're going, what you're doing, just like the overall of what you are doing when you're not around, and try and give them back that confidence in the relationship. I just wanted to put it across because not every time someone feels insecure and is a little bit controlling, it is not a characteristic of a dominating person. It could be just like phases which can be tackled. And the second thing is, notice how your partner makes you feel when you commit a mistake. Is your partner always criticizing you, always making you feel guilty, always making you feel inferior? And is your partner just trying to keep reminding you of your past mistakes? If so, then that could be a sign of a controlling partner. That brings us to the third thing. Do you always feel that you're walking on eggshells? Because if you are feeling like you are walking on eggshells around your partner, then that means you are living on edge. One mistake of yours and you could be bombarded. If you are always scared, then probably that could also mean that your partner is dominating. The fourth thing is your partner possessive? Is your partner jealous of the other people in your life? It could be your family, it could be your friends, or it could be your other relatives, your extended family, or it could be anyone else that he or she just went out for a drink with. Now, possessive and jealousy is going to be there in any relationship because you both love each other. But if this possessiveness turns into something a little bit more harmful, then that could be a red flag. Now, the next thing is your partner always making the rules for you? This might seem a little obvious sign of a dominating partner, but is your partner always, like, every time deciding what you have to wear, what you have to eat, where you go, what you do, the people you meet? Then that could be a sign of a controlling partner. To some extent, there is going to be a little bit control on each other, but if they are just completely designing your life, and that could be a red flag. Now, coming to our last point, notice how you and your partner handle differences. Is your partner always trying to win the situation and win the argument, or are you both taking each other's opinions and each other's views into consideration, finding a mid path, and following that kind of a balanced approach? Now, there is something that I want to tell you. No matter what those magazines say, no matter what the books say, or a lot of people would say, at a given point of time, there is never a clean, crisp 50-50 between the partners. The relationship is at no point it is 50-50. It could be near to 50-50. It could be like a 60-40 or a 45-55, but there is never a 50-50. Now, taking my life as an example, there are certain situations where Sahil likes to take the lead, and there are certain situations where I like to take the lead. We consult each other, we take each other's views, we take each other's opinions, we keep each other's views in consideration, and one of us takes the lead. So at no single point of time, it is going to be 50-50. It is always going to be like a swing. Sometimes this side is going to go up and sometimes this side is going to go up. What you need to make sure is it always tipping in one person's favor, or is there an overall balance? Now, I want to tell you that there are going to be a lot of times when this balance goes for a toss. And that's when you again need to communicate with your partner and bring the balance back. Relationships are a constant effort. You need to keep investing in the relationship all the time to make it work, to keep it going. I hope I have answered your question, and I hope this video has been helpful for all you guys. And I really appreciate you guys sending me your stories and your experiences, and I love reading about them. So when you guys share your stories and your experiences with me, it makes me feel so much closer to you guys. And that's the whole purpose of Lifeaholic. I don't want this channel to be me talking and you guys listening. I want it to be something of value to you guys. So please do send in your stories to me at lifeaholic0710@gmail.com, and I'm going to feature them on this channel. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit like, and please do subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon next to it. Until we meet again next time, stay tuned. Bye-bye.